No handkerchief. Handkerchief. Does anybody
not
have
like a napkin or something.
a plain white, unused?
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a last-minute addition to our program. Some of you may know we've been auditioning people, newcomers, and this newcomer audition recently shows a lot of promise. Tonight is his final audition, so please show him your support by giving him a warm welcome.
If there is any kind of music that I can call my own, coming from my background, it's klezmer music. Of course, I've never done it before, but I like the adventure. This adventure begins in a courtyard in Poland, in Krakow, in the Jewish quarter. In one way or another, I was listening to klezmer music all of my life. But I was a little apprehensive at first because, you know, everything has to do with forms, and all I had in my mind was a sound.
It's unbelievable for us to come here and play in Poland because it's, I mean, this is bringing it back to, you know, where the music comes from, affirming the culture that was largely destroyed here, not letting it die, and to reaffirm the present state of Jewish culture, of Yiddish culture in the world. And I mean, everything, you know, this music comes from Poland. The food we're eating, which is Jewish food, I mean, our food comes from
It's amazing. This is really very strange, isn't it? You know, you go to a place like this and you get yoich, and it's like a Yiddish in time.
We're going further than that point. Oh.
Yes.
Sauce.
What kind of bread do you have?
You don't have pita bread, it's flat
Pita
bread.
Matzah. Could it be matzah?
Matzah not on Pesach, macht doch nicht, you know.
Exactly, matzah, but it's not Pesach.
It's not Pesach, so rolls. Still rolls.
That, you know, it had the railing all around.
That's right.
You know, the musicians would come sometimes and play here. People would throw down.
Where would they play? They would play right here.
Oh, people would come in. They would come into the courtyard and
So
play
you
and
actually,
throw
so
down
these
money.
walls actually had heard klezmer. We're talking about classical chamber music where there's musical give and take. In klezmer music, there's an awful lot of give and take. Almost there's a lot of listening that's going on. So it's very, very exciting. Can you imagine when he made this fiddle, did he ever imagine it will ever play klezmer?
Maybe he was secretly a Jew.
What? Stradivarius? Hello, my name is Stradivarius.
Moshe.
Moshe Stradivarius.
Various choices.
So I think we're ready to do this introduction. Almost. Right, almost. That comes afterwards.
All right, now start. So what? So you have how many sections in this?
Introduction.
Tarantella? No. Sorry,
Right.
wrong.
Introduction, first and second verse.
What?
Session spiel.
So wait a minute. Play me the introduction.
Here's the introduction. Starts with the accordion.
All right, so that's still the introduction.
We're still in the introduction. Still in the introduction. That's the intro.
All right. Then what? Then
Not
what do you do?
necessarily that many bars.
Yeah, but
Okay, but that's
depending
the
how
form
you
of
feel.
it. Depending on how we feel. Then comes
So,
first and second
but
verse.
tell me harmonically what you do.
D minor, da-da-da-da, G minor, da-da, G sharp, diminished.
Is basically a short, simplified version of the exact same pattern that each verse follows.
Right.
All right.
We'll sing the first verse. We've done it. Nice. Go ahead, just sing the first verse. There's always this.
En ik ben niet vergessen. Oh, ik kan niet vergessen. En ik niet vergessen.
That was the first verse. This is the second. That's teetle, 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 fiddle.
Hoi, tiedel, 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 tiedel. Hoi, spiel der Passer bei Pofler. Hoi, sens Lied von Basarabie, en Passer viel sein Trauer. Hoi, für den Passer viel sein Trauer, für den Passer viel sein Trauer.
Now watch out for
What was amazing to me is that when I started to play, I mean, it took me about like 4 or 5 seconds, and I just felt at home.
Now this is the best. The mixing of the chocolate.
Is this our master chef?
No, this,
Where is the schmaltz?
this is the intensive care unit.
It's very comfortable. You sit in a restaurant, you eat, you talk.
Where is the syringe that it can go separately?
I'm sitting at the round table with celebrities, folks. Little they realize I'm a star, but they don't know it yet. What am I gonna do?
That's it.
Good heavens.
Now, who dares? Are you daring?
Not me. Not me,
I
not
don't
me.
know,
No, I want to live through the show.
For me, it's kind of very, very natural progression of things. You know, let me have a little kreplach, and let me ask you a little question.
Itzhak,
Yes.
did you ever... I like the way he said yes, you know? He's an
Yes.
actor,
Isn't that
besides
wonderful?
being a great
Yes.
violinist. Did you ever, seriously, did you ever partake in klezmer music?
Seriously?
Yes.
Or did I? No. I've actually, in the last few weeks, I've been exposed to it a lot. And for the first time, I actually tried to play it. And it's a lot of fun. I find it...
Joyous.
Yeah.
It's
And
enjoyous
exactly.
because
That's
it's here.
the whole point
It
with
comes from
klezmer.
right here.
During your working experience earlier on, a lot of klezmer music around?
When I started working the Catskills in 1935, which was 60 years ago when I was a kid up there, it was dance music and klezmer music.
So different instrumentation, obviously, right?
Yeah, but the klezmer was to get your heart started. You know what I mean? The minute you'd walk into the social hall, you know, the guys would play there, you know, where you were dimming and tumbling. And am I right? There was
Right,
a piano player who doubled as the conductor.
And the bellhop.
And the bellhop, and the guy that was the lifeguard. Clarinet, drums,
Yes.
piano, and a violin. That was a four-piece combination.
And the funny part was that during the society music, so to speak, they always had a lot of wallflowers there sitting there, you know, people that didn't dance. But when the klezmorim got started,
Then they started.
everybody got up. Everybody, like it was in their blood to creep right up there. How do you like my dramatics? It was in their blood to creep up there.
Driver,
When am I getting an
I
Oscar
swear
like
to
you
you.
did?
I'm gonna nominate you just from this lunch.
Oh, gee, thank you, Red. See, and that's what happened to Klezmorim. The Klezmorim, and then when I played Yiddish vaudeville, the audience would have been lost if you didn't have a couple of
Now,
Now
klezmer
I
type
know
of
what
music.
killed vaudeville. You were in vaudeville?
I killed it. I
see.
made parking lots out of every Yiddish theater on 2nd Avenue. And the funny part was that during the society music, so to speak, they always had a lot of wallflowers there sitting there, you know, people that didn't dance. But when the klezmorim got started,
Then they started.
everybody got up. Everybody, like it was in their blood to creep right up there. How do you like my dramatics? It was in their blood to creep up there.
Driver,
When am I getting an
I
Oscar
swear
like
to
you
you.
did?
I'm gonna nominate you just from this lunch.
Oh, gee, thank you, Red. See, and that's what happened to Klezmorim. The Klezmorim, and then when I played Yiddish vaudeville, the audience would have been lost if you didn't have a couple of
now,
Now
klezmer
I know
type
what
of music.
killed vaudeville. You were in vaudeville?
I killed it. I
see.
made parking lots out of every Yiddish theater on 2nd Avenue.
Hello.
My wife and I just parted. I'm back where I started, like a bachelor when I was a kid. But when I started moving, my wife said disapproving, stay right here, it's better, so I did. Why go and look for shelter, confused and helter-skelter, just to be alone and save a cent? Do a favor, stay right here. It'll work out, have no fear. Like a stranger, I pay her my rent. Oh, I am a boarder by my wife. What an improvement in my life. No more problems, never harried. I am happily unmarried. I am a boarder by my wife. Hey! Now a little Mamelution. Ich bin schon wieder Single, pinkt also wie ein Engel, mit mein Weibel hab sich gegett. Gedenkt hab ich zum Muffen, Gesicht zum Schluffen, hat mein Weibel mich übergerät. Us darfst du sich hinglicken, in Fremder sich sticken, in sein alleine Reden in der Welt. Bleib du immer pink wie früher, sei ja oder ist bei mir, wie ein Fremder soll ich in dem Red, weil ich bin an Bord bei mein Weib. Männer, ist das ein teurer Job. Sie attendet mich mit alles, wenn ich gefragt, sie kann schon alles, ich bin an Bord bei mein Weib. Oh yeah, hey!
When I was 9 years old, I was already in the Yiddish theater. We had 5 Yiddish theaters on 2nd Avenue alone at that time. And then we had one vaudeville house, which was a great vaudeville house, on Clinton Street, between
Clinton
Rivington and
That's not
Delancey.
too far from here.
Palestine
The
Theater.
Palestine Theater was the movie house.
That's right, that was a movie.
That's right, but the Clinton Theater was the Yiddish vaudeville with a Yiddish picture.
Tell me, when they played in vaudeville, Klezmer, right? What would the audience do? Would the audience just sort of go
They
like this,
jumped
or
in
they
their
would jump?
seats.
They would jump.
They would jump in their seats. People danced in the aisles, and in those days, every Yiddish show had a wedding scene.
I see. So that's where the music came in.
So that's where the music came in, and they always played after they hit the glass. Mazel tov. You know, that was always happening. And then you never went to a wedding without these klezmorim. If you had a wedding without klezmorim, you had no wedding.
It's very funny because I don't have all the little language accents down, but the feeling I have. And somebody was asking, "What do you feel when you play this?" And I said, "I just feel very, very natural."
That's right. You know, it's funny. And the tunes come from folk tunes. They come from little popular marches, and they work their way into the repertoire. Just like Hasidic songs, they derive from all kinds of music. Then the fact that Klezmorim play it, that makes it Jewish.
This tune I know from Israel.
Oh, yeah.
And the words for this tune is Ben Gurion dances ballet, and Moshe Sharet is following him. You know, this was obviously not the words.
Well, people make up a lot of words to these tunes. I think that's
But it's the only words that
That's funny.
Yeah, that's
How's
what
it
I
go?
heard.
Sing it, sing it.
בן גוריון רוקד בלט, ואחריו משה שרת. Oh, never mind. Oh, you made me sing. Oh, terrible.
That's really great.
It was very funny.
Oh, boy.
I was 7 years old.
You know, maybe 15 years ago, all you heard at Jewish weddings were Hava Nagila, Simon Tov, and Mazel Tov, but now all these old traditions from Europe are coming back again, like the Mazinka, the Russian Share, and all these wonderful songs. And then there's tunes played when they break the glass. That's
Let's
a whole
hear it.
other tradition.
There is its
special
own.
music. Yes.
What about jitters? You know, the kala before, because she's, I don't know if I want to get married. Is there music for that?
For one thing, a Kala Bezetzin, a tune for seating a bride, you know, an old style tune for seating a bride is a good thing for that.
So we got the point on here, right? Oh, all right, better use this. Sometimes it's not the bride that gets nervous, it's her father. Sometimes it's not the bride that gets nervous, it's her father. Somebody was describing that weddings used to last like 7 days. And when you listen to some music like that, you are not surprised.
Yeah, it's a lot of tunes, but there's only one ending.
Yeah.
The word klezmer means in Hebrew instruments of song.
A bissel Sinn, a bissel Regen, a ruhig Ort im Kopf zu legen und a bigge Sint, kann man glücklich sein. Und a Schicha Socken.
In New York, Klezmer made a marriage with swing.
Die Luft ist frei, fahr jeden Klein. Die sind sie scheint für a Schnäpsel machen und a Bigge sind, kann man glücklich sein.
For me, if one can play a Jewish melody like one can sing a Jewish melody, then you've done a great job.
Ladies and gentlemen, a solo I did in one of the great choirs, Cooperman's Choir, when I was 8 years old and sang with one of the great cantors, Yossele Rosenblatt. For the old-timers, they'll remember that name. Ahava Salem, Behesh Yisroel, Amecho Ohovito, Choiro Mitzvois, Chokim Umishpohotihim, Ohoi Sonu Limadito. Ahava Salem, Behesh Yisroel, Amecho Hovito, Choiro Mitzvois, Chokim Umishpohotihim, Ohoi Sonu Limadito Baba Bibi Boy 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 Boy.
The knaplach are good.
Just a little bit. Yes,
Really?
they're good.
What's in it?
Beef, flesh. A bisschen flesh. Or the flesh, depending where you come from.
Fleisch.
You come from flesh?
Fleisch. My tate
The
came
tat
from
is
Warsaw.
from Warsaw office, flesh.
Warsaw.
Ah.
Warsaw.
From where? Your father from Poland. Where from Poland?
Warsaw.
Also Warsaw. Two Warszawas.
Bookends. We're bookends.
Yeah, oh yeah.
My father was born in a place called Tarnopol, which is actually the West Ukraine today. And my mother was actually born about 2.5 hour drive from where we were just there in Krakow, you know, the festival.
She's
there.
also from Poland.
Poland, yes. And as a matter of fact, my father went, when we were just there now during the festival, he has not been there since 1931. My father was born in a place called Tarnopol, which is actually the West Ukraine today. And my mother was actually born about 2.5 hour drive from where we were just there in Krakow, you know, the festival. there.
She's also from Poland.
Poland, yes. And as a matter of fact, my father went, when we were just there now during the festival, he has not been there since 1931. For me, it was quite moving to see him speak with Kozlovsky, especially since Kozlovsky is considered by some to be sort of the last serious Jewish musician living in Poland.
I have the pleasure of introducing you to Mr. Leopold Kozlovsky.
Wie geht's?
Mr. Itzhak
Alles
Perlman.
alright?
Alles Beste.
Alles Beste.
Ik ben glücklich, als ik het met haar.
This is my food here.
Het is
Scheinfeld.
120 euro. Het is 120 euro. A Galicianer, bo.
Oh, Galiciano.
Dus ruiken de Galicianen?
Ja, ik ben een Galicianer.
En vinden
Leven Lemberg. Om een slaan naar Stetelen.
Ja, ik ben van Tandau geboren.
Ja.
En dan kan je als Strossov.
Strossov.
Ik weet Strossov,
Ja, wat is het?
Ja, dat is Strossov.
Dat is toch weer naar Galicianer? Van dort stammt de Klezmer muziek.
Ja, dat is het.
Dort er gespielt man zij de Peser Brandwein.
Oh, je gaat van Strossov?
Nee, nee, ik ben van Promislaan.
Aha.
Promislaan, naar Stetelen, Promislaan. Als je naar Jide Stetelen, als Harklesmoer. Ze gewinnt Zickerzies.
Zickerzies, this is good.
Ik denk dat die een moeilijke gasten is.
Ja, die gasten heeft maar gespeeld, maar gezingen. Ze zijn alleen.
Een woche had me getanzt.
Een woche.
Een ganze Woche?
Ja.
Maar getanzt een woche en maar gefressen 2 Wochen.
En we gespeeld heute de Woche?
Jeden Tag.
Jeden Tag
Jeden Tag. Jeden Tag zijn ze immer gespielt. Jeden Tag hebben ze gespielt.
Sag du, ein bisschen jeden da?
200.
Okay. Tu im okay. Also kabim zeiser. Bu khabu.
Yum yum.
Yo yo.
De componeert, wie is de nummer van
Das
dit?
ist Mordcha gebürtig, der Gebäuerin in Krukowa. Er hat geschrieben, Massachlieder, ein paar hundert Lieder, ist viel Texten, und allein gesingen, und allein gespielt. Das ist wie ein Stoller.
Ja.
Ich bin ein Stoller, nicht wie ein Musiker. Nur, er hat ihn importiert in Lager Kabelschitz, er hat ihn geschossen auf der Gas.
Ja.
Danach hat ihn gefunden, alle seine Lieder.
So du Gott, ja, sehr schöne Lieder.
Sehr schöne Lieder, wunderbare Lieder.
Rezel hat geschrieben.
Rezel ist da. Rezel hat auch geschrieben für seine Tochter.
A lot of people say, why do you keep doing the Holocaust and mentioning it over and over again? It's important. We went on a little trips, in little places that used to have just so many people, so many Jews live there, and it's just all gone. Certainly we cannot get all our people back, but maybe we can get more memories, can get more feeling, so that we don't forget. And that's really the most important thing, is we cannot forget. There's so many beautiful synagogues in Krakow, so beautiful, and yet without people, without Jewish melody. There's so many beautiful synagogues in Krakow, so beautiful, and yet without people, without Jewish melody.
Hold on 1 second.
Outside of the United States or Israel, where there are Jewish communities, the audience here, they understand this music still.
Right after this.
Even though it hasn't really been heard here very much for 50 years. They understand this music. You don't have to explain it to them. It still resounds here.
The nice thing about it is that everybody around is sort of accepting and really relishing the Jewish culture, you know, and bringing groups from all over the world to actually show what it used to be like. It's nice to feel that there's a kind of a little rebirth.
But the Klezmer, the public loves it so much that a lot of these bands, they go on the road.
Absolutely.
And they pack into place.
And you know what's
People,
been happening?
It's a lively thing. They get an uplift from that music. It's very uplifting.
But what's been happening is with the klezmer is that now sort of they are expanding the form. You know, it's not just the klezmer as we hope to listen to, but it's also, you know, a lot of improvisation, different instrumentation. You know, like a fantasy on klezmer music. You know, they do a lot of that stuff. What do I come in with? It's obviously you know what you're playing. I'm just going to sort of play approximate, and that's not good enough.
All the time we're playing the melody, just get in the feeling of the chords. In that somber mode, right? Slinky.
Yeah, right.
Right, yeah.
You could use this.
What? Yeah, but what?
You want to use the electric?
Oh, please.
I'll turn you up really loud.
Finally.
It's really fun.
No, we can play really slow.
Aren't you tired of those clarinetists playing louder than you?
I had only one experience, and that was enough. but no, it's fine. No, let me try that. I want to try this.
Cool.
I want to try this. I'm gonna put my cheap Strat away. I'll just use my regular bow, you know. I mean. Oh, but can I take that?
Sure.
Thank you so very much.
It's customized to
All right.
specifications.
This is nice.
Give him the big reverb.
What?
Want it louder?
No, that's
More
fine.
reverb.
That's fine. That's fine. So, but wait a minute. I don't know how the melody goes.
Okay,
You gotta
so
play it.
You don't have to come in on the melody for now. You should just improvise your solo at this point. And what you want to do is improvise
Yeah,
on
but I
the
gotta
scale.
get in the. I gotta get in
In the groove?
In the groove. Wrong. You have an acoustical violin?
I do.
Oh, now we'll see how it feels.
I know how it feels. That's why I got that.
All right, I can't promise I'll do anything, but you start. You know, I wanna listen some more.
You know, maybe I should play the melody and then I'll hand it off to you.
Oh, absolutely.
for the
I
solo.
like the baton. You know, it's like, yeah. And if I miss or if it falls down, don't worry about it.
Okay. Here we go. We've got 3 violins.
Yeah. All right.
1 shoulderist.
Yeah. All right. Oh, shoulder. Oh.
How come it was louder when he played it?
What?
Maybe
Did you turn down the?
No, not since we had it.
I haven't heard the clarinet yet. You know, I'm really.
have a set melody, you play it from beginning to the end, and that's the end of it. But with the Klezmatics, they took the melody and they started to, what do we say, pickle it and pepper it. And I sort of tried myself to give it something that came to me, just absorbing and soaking this kind of music from my childhood. And what came out, I wasn't sure that I liked, but I was getting encouragement from everybody. So for me, that was a very nice experience.
segues into E minor, which then goes to trio, which you'll hear, and then we do something, and then you can come in as you wish, as you hear us. You'll hear it. And you'll...
Anyway, before we start, I would like to thank all of you for working with me and for bearing with me. You know, I'm a novice at this thing, and you've been great sports about it. So whatever happens tonight, please keep going. You know. But anyway, thank you very much. It's been a great pleasure for me. Thanks a lot. You know, when you're dealing with music, you're dealing with the soul of a society. And if there's anything that can be identified as the soul of a society, of this society, Jewish society, it's klezmer music. music was so, for me, contagious. And I basically, I caught the bug.
Wir seien alle Brüder, ai, ai, alle Brüder, und wir singen freiliche Lieder, ai, 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 und wir halten sicher einem, ai, ja, sicher einem, was selten ist nicht, aber keinem, ai, 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 ai.